Movie Chats.
Hello, welcome back to Cookie and the Haydens. I'm Chris, just in case you didn't know. This is Movie Chats, and I apologise for us being half an hour late. We were stuck in Morrison's. It wasn't really Steve doing his hair, as obviously you can probably gather. He was actually washing his moustache. So, welcome back, and this should be an interesting show, I think. Games into movies. And we're going to talk about last week's homework as well. So, yeah, we'll bring on our guests in a minute, the two Steves waiting in the green room. Let's just have a quick ganders who's in the chat. We've got Kitan. Good evening. Yes, Kitan, it should be interesting. Should be a good show, this. Hang on a minute. I've got a little bit of something going on here. Right. Lana's in. These guys were probably here thinking it was starting at 7, but I do apologise. We literally were doing. We got waylaid in Morrison's. Is it me or is it getting later each week? It's hopefully just a one-off, Tori. Thanks for turning up. Anyway, Queenie's here. Hi, Queenie, or Elaine, as she is otherwise known. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, I do apologise. Hopefully you'll come back to us in a minute. Oh, Steve's in, saying hello to the chat. We've got Dave. Sonic, Dave says. The Dave and Dave. Someone needs to change the name, I think. Gary Goat Jazz. And we've also got the Bounty Hunter. Where is that comment gone? Good evening. Jason T. Smith is in, all the way from the States. Good evening to you. What's this movie craziness? Where's the eBay pulling sales videos? Yeah. No, we're having a break from eBay. This is our weekly movie show, and we're all about games into movies tonight. Oliver Ian is also waiting in the background to come on. We've got Trotters. That's Jimmy. Or Jamie, as I used to call him for literally years. Chris and his poor time management. Yeah, something like that. I'm blaming Annabelle anyway. Okay, right. Everyone's in. I'm down to the bottom of the chat. Let's bring our guests on. We'll start off with Oliver Ian today.
Hello.
You all right?
Yeah, you, bud.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Evening.
Sorry we're late.
Well, it is what it is, isn't it, with you?
It is. You have to take the rough with the smooth.
Come on, you diva.
You know what it was? I was saying to Steve before in the back before we came on. Annabelle's on this. Have you ever heard of the keto diet?
Oh, another fad one.
Yeah, it's you basically cut out carbs.
Yeah.
Completely. So what it means is you have to do weird shopping. You have to buy
Factual food.
Coconut flour, kosher salt, and all this stuff. So you have to literally troll the supermarket to get these things.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet that was an interesting one, trying to find out where they all were.
Yeah, it's a bloody nightmare. So anyway, I'll bring on the other Steve and we can get cracking. Here we go.
Evening, you okay?
Are you all right?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you for the parcel.
It's all right, bud. I hope you enjoy it.
I do. Thank you very much.
It's all right, mate.
So
you're taking the piss of me sending something to Chris.
Oliver Ian sent you, what was it, a couple of Predators?
A couple of Predators, yeah. And it's me taking the piss out of him, calling the brown nose, sending you a care package, and then I get one.
Which he would have technically got first if he would have got his ass down to the post office.
He just couldn't be bothered. He couldn't be bothered going
he couldn't. It's like the redelivering it on Tuesday. Lazy sod.
No, staying safe, staying in. No need to go out.
It was for them.
Jason says, "How about the opposite? Movies into games." Yeah, we might talk about that a bit later on if we get a chance. I haven't actually researched it, but yeah, there is that. Tron,
Richard, Tori, Catan, how y'all doing? Queenie as well, Mr. Sprout.
Night's Life is in as well. Hi, Richard, and David Resells. Whoa, I'm lost. And Queenie says it's not a fad diet. I do it also, Bell, on and off anyway. Currently,
I knew I'd get eat for that. No, I'm. To be fair, I'm just saying it's January and everyone gets on a diet in January. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're right.
If I've offended anyone, I do apologise. It's just I'm not very good with. To be fair, I've never had to diet, so.
Yeah, please leave the offending to people to drink with Andrew on a Friday.
Yeah, sorry, Queenie.
To be fair, she has lost 5 pounds already.
What?
Is that Justin Morrison's and the ketone ingredients?
Yeah, very good, yeah. She's lost 5 pounds in what, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. I'm on a bit of a fad diet as well.
I didn't want to say now, Chris, but you're looking really slim.
I know. Well,
that's that new camera he's got.
I've not got the new camera on now.
Yeah, because that wide angle made him look about 12 sizes bigger than he was.
I know.
It's funny.
No, I'm on the no sweets diet.
You can't do that.
I've literally cut them out.
Told you. I'm more than happy to facilitate a reselling weight loss challenge instead of a listing challenge. I need to lose a few stone.
Do it then.
Just set the example then, Steve.
Get in the Monumental group and start it off.
I'll get banned if I mention anything like that, won't
I? Probably, yeah. In the mood Andrew's in anyway, yeah. I mean, you might not last long. Hi, Mr. Sprout. Welcome to the chat.
You see, this is the thing, right? And this is my argument with the diets. Anything healthy is not cheap. No. Queenie's just said she's
it's not. It's terrible.
It doesn't promote healthy eating, does it? Do you know what I mean?
It's so expensive. Like some of the stuff we was buying tonight, it's so expensive. Like a little bag of coconut flour or something was like £4. It's like, what are we going to make with that? Nothing in it.
The thing is, we go out and we've got all the veg and all the fruit and all that sort of stuff, and literally within a few days we're chucking it out. I don't know.
Skinny, I don't think so, Tori. Thanks. I've put weight on. You know, when I joined the cops a few years back, I was 11 stone.
That's a long time ago.
I actually worked out and I lost weight because I thought you had to be fit to be in the cops. Well, when I got in the cops, I realised you don't have to be fit at all.
He was proper buff, wasn't
he? If I do say so myself, you know.
Judging by those safety videos, no, you weren't.
No, I was.
Looked like you'd lost a lot of weight.
Quite a bit of weight.
You look like you'd just been to a fancy dress shop and borrowed the uniform.
Yeah, it did actually. It was like that.
Literally, people asking him if he's a real copper.
Yeah.
That's what I just said, Queenie. Yeah, £500 on that. Yeah, it's crazy, stupid. Bailey's in. Hi, Bailey. Wow, the background can only just make you out. Oh, what? The Pokemon background. Should I get rid of it?
There is a lot going on that background, isn't it, to be fair?
All right, hang on a sec. Hang on. I did debate it. Is he
struggling to make us out, or is he struggling to make you out with your Mario one?
Can't be me, surely. Not with my
you are wearing the black T-shirt on the black background. You look like a floating head.
That better. Catan says the other half is on keto and he does a bit of it, but the best place to go is Lidl or Indian Whole. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, Lidl do all that kind of weird stuff, don't they?
Yeah, that weird stuff.
Correct, Bailey. Yeah, absolutely right. RoboCop head. Yeah, thanks, Dave. That suits Bailey a bit better.
Right. Should we get on to the important stuff instead of diets?
Yeah. Right, okay, let's do first, before we carry on, let's just get homework out of the way.
Fair enough.
I'm guessing we've all watched it because I've seen you've all posted about it in some way or another.
Well, I've got a confession. I got halfway through it before it started buffering on me. But then
I had a similar problem today.
You both know that I ordered that night as a physical copy that has not turned up.
You know, one of these days you're going to get a whole, like, Hermes wagon just for you with all these DVDs that you've
Honestly,
ordered.
I've had so much bad luck when it comes to ordering the stuff that we're watching. But I did watch that Black Rain the other night. That one from way back when. That was all right. I enjoyed that.
I quite like the ending in that. I like the ending.
It was because I'd missed it that time around, so I thought, well, I've got it now, so I'll watch it. And I enjoyed it. It was all right, but the Transformers one, I see what you're saying about the. It seems to be sort of just to release a load of new characters.
Yeah.
But there's cheesy music straight from the offset, isn't there?
I like the music. I like the music.
Yeah, it's a great soundtrack. I've got that on my Spotify, on my downloads, and everything. And it's on all the time.
Yeah. Well, Dave's saying there. He said the watch party failed. Issues with the browser. I tried everywhere to see if I could get it from the multitude of streaming services that I pay for, but none of them had it. So I had to try and find different ways of watching it.
I watched it, but I wasn't that into it. I didn't mind it. Which is the bit that you were saying that you cry your eyes out to? Is it when Optimus Prime died?
Prime dying, yeah.
All right.
That was really, really sad when Prime died.
And his tears coming down.
Yeah. The fact that they kept it a secret and it was not in any of the trailers or anything like that. So when you had like a bunch of kids going to the cinema in the 80s to watch it and they kill off the main character, then yeah, it is sad. And then obviously when Ultra Magnus dies as well. You know, when he's trying to be the hero and opening the Matrix and then he gets killed.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought the best part about it was the soundtrack, though. I like the music.
Mm. Yeah, Lana had the privilege of watching it with me last night with the remastered copy that I got off Matt Davis.
Shabbatron's in. I bet. How many times have you seen that, Steve?
What, this week?
Well, yeah. Probably watches it once a week.
It's my go-to guilty pleasure. You know, when I'm struggling to find anything to watch, I put that on. The worst thing is though is that I can actually I was reciting it word for word pretty much last night. Lana was telling me to shut up.
You weren't. It's kind of pretty much all go throughout the whole film, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like it's constant music as well. Notice that it's like it doesn't stop. Music like literally doesn't stop. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It's not normally my kind of thing, but it was all right. Let's see what the chat's talking about before we move on. Oh, Dave had blurry vision. Oh, sorry, Blu-ray. I thought it said Blu-ray. Blurry vision. It's Blu-ray version. Dave cried apparently years back.
Yeah, it is sad.
Steve does it every time.
I don't really get that, to be honest.
It's the music that plays in the background as well, and it's that when Prime dies and you get that dun 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 dun, and you've got your surround sound on and everything else.
Right.
It just sort of, you know, brings it all together. However, it does remind me of the opening bit to the early Red Dwarfs. Do you know where Holly comes on to give you like the Like he has a couple of hot lines at the start, and then it goes dun 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 in between. That's what it sounds like.
Great work. Match the letter with the shape. Why?
They've just said Howard the Duck, but I don't know why. The Dave, sorry.
The Dave. What a name.
Right, okay. So this week's theme is obviously games into movies. So I reckon we're probably all just going to have the same answers for this, because there isn't actually that many when you have a look. So who wants to give, say, their best 5? Who wants to go first?
Well, are we doing the honourable mentions again? Because that seems to be a new feature that Chris brought in.
If you want, I'm not bothered.
So honourable mentions go to Need for Speed, Mario Brothers, ironically behind you, and the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raiders.
2 of them.
The 2 of them.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed the first one. The second one was not as good, but I think they're just classics because I really enjoyed it at the time. Then I'm going to go top 5 is Street Fighter, just for the cheesiness. It knows what it is. Sonic the Hedgehog, which is a new sort of a new one on there, but I really enjoyed that when I watched it. Mortal Kombat, because I have to, because the theme tune is amazing. Then the new Tomb Raider at number 2, and Resident Evil at number 1. That's the original, not the 20 other sequels. But they're my top 5.
Fair enough. The Dave is very insistent on Howard the Duck for some reason.
Well, seriously, it's Marvel, isn't it? Is it Marvel Howard the Duck? It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Go on, Steve.
Top 5. Top 5, I'll probably struggle. Wing Commander. I love Wing Commander as a kid growing up. Loved playing the game, and then when they made the film, I thought, they could probably make a couple more. But if that's just a cheesy sci-fi shoot 'em up type of flick. Resident Evil, I'd say the first one. Doom, I like Doom with Carl Urban and The Rock. If you haven't seen the Annihilation, which is they're supposed to reboot of that, go and watch that one. Then you've got your Mario. Again,
how the hell have you got Danger Mouse?
Poorly made, but worth a watch. But it's that awful, it's good. And then for me, my top one's Mortal Kombat. When you're considering the game films that came out before, in the way of your Double Dragons, your Marios, and your Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat really tried to pull it back into something that they want to try and do a bit more. But yeah, Mortal Kombat has to be my top one. That, and plus the soundtrack on it is amazing.
So the soundtrack makes it for me on that.
Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting. You brought in some ones that are lesser known, like Wing Commander.
Oh, he's trying to mix it up a bit, wasn't he?
I know. If he's trying to be
no,
clever,
I love Wing Commander. The only thing is that it's when they did they casted people like Freddie Prinze Jr. and I used to follow from Scream. Is it Matthew Lillard or something like that? They tried to bring in a couple of the younger actors that were coming through, and it just got too cheesy for me. But the prevalence of the games and stuff like that, they really captured in the film.
No.
Bailey's got a point here. There's a film coming out for Uncharted.
Yeah, that's looking good.
That'll probably be quite good.
Yeah, that's looking good. That.
Go on then, Chris, before we talk about licenses of Cup ones coming up.
Right, okay, here's my 5. And actually, I struggled quite a lot with this because a lot of them are quite bad. So, I've not decided on which order yet. So I'll go in at number 5 is going to be Tomb Raider.
Which one?
Just the first one.
Oh, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. Not keen on the others. Number 4 is going to be Resident Evil. Just the first one again. At number 3, Rampage. Just a monster movie, innit, basically. But it's good fun, I thought. Number 2, Sonic. I quite enjoyed Sonic, and a lot of people slated it, but I thought it was quite a fun movie.
It would have been absolutely terrible if they'd have used the original design
Yeah.
that they were going with, because it looked nothing like him.
What's the bet? And Chris's number 1 is going to be Pikachu.
I've got a feeling it's the one behind him, but let's not ruin it.
Oh, I forgot about Pokemon. Hang on. I need to change it. Yeah. All right, we'll knock out Tomb Raider. Forget Tomb Raider.
She's gone. She's gone.
So
Erased.
Pokemon, Sonic will be number 3. Pokemon will come in at number 2.
Stop it.
Detective Pikachu. I enjoyed that, even though I don't really like Pokemon that much.
You big kid.
And of course, number 1.
Have you noticed, right, Steve? Right, not to give it away to the audience, but at any point and every week, whenever there's a top 5, the one behind him is usually up at the top.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? I just want to have
You're ruining it for everybody now.
I just want to have a good background. Super Mario Brothers is brilliant, and now I'm thinking about it, I need to watch it again. I love those little guys with the little heads.
Leo.
I've got it on Blu-ray. As soon as I saw that on the internet, I was like, I'm getting that. Even though how bad that movie is.
Were they called Boomers?
I can't remember the name of them. And then there was those little dinosaur heads. It's weird, but it's such. I really enjoyed that film.
It's bad. It's that bad. It's good.
It is. It's one of them, innit? It is one of
There
them.
you go, Shabba's put them
Cooper.
in. The chat are mentioning Final Fantasy and the spirits within. That's really, really good. I do enjoy that film. I can't remember which the Final Fantasies it's based on, because they sort of move on, don't they? But
I mean, there are some others that we haven't mentioned, and then we've got Far Cry, which I've never seen. Double Dragon, which you mentioned before, come on.
That was cheesy as hell, that one.
I never seen.
yeah, I tried watching that this week and got about 20 minutes in, and then I just went, not for me.
And here's one that I think I turned it off, and that is Warcraft.
Well,
I turned it off. I turned it off as well.
I like that, but I used to play World of Warcraft many, many moons ago. So the premise was all right.
I think if you're a fan of the thing, you might have liked it more.
Yeah, I think that's where it is with that one. I never got into it. I tried watching it once, and it just never got into it.
Captain Opshop, that's Toby, says Mortal Kombat. June
Was a book, then film, then game.
They remade it recently again, didn't they?
Well, they've made 3 different versions of the mini series. They've made the new film with Jason Momoa in, and the
Jason what? Sorry, Jason what?
Momoa, is it? I don't know. Yeah. How do you say
Is
that?
it Momoa?
Momoa, that's the one. Marrow Man. The June game was sort of like the Command and Conquer type, where you just moved the units around the map and killed everyone.
Scrabble. He's put Scrabble here. I'm struggling.
There's a few good comments out. Goat Jazz made one a little while back saying, I thought slightly out of the box. So games, not all video games. Dungeons and Dragons, Pokemon, Angry Birds, Clue. Is it Ouija? And Battleship.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, good that you're thinking outside the box. Yeah, I get you. We'll get where you're coming from with that. Battleship was awful.
Yeah, it got absolutely slated, didn't it? That.
Catan says they're making The Last of Us They need to get it
Yeah.
spot on, or I'll be livid.
Yeah, I absolutely love that game. I've got the second one.
It is a nice game. I played that.
The first one was one of the best games I think I've played. That I've got the second one to delve into at some point.
Wasn't there a Dragon Ball film?
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
Electric Dreams. The Dave says Electric Dreams, not a game, but had a PC as a co-star. I'm not sure what you mean, the Dave.
Oh, sorry, I just love that name, the Dave.
I know.
Amazing.
Queenie says she likes Sonic and Pokemon. Kind of a similar kind of, with the live action animation thing.
Was a few people have mentioned Ready Player One. That was a book and then a film, wasn't it? I don't think that there's been a game.
No,
I'm not sure. I don't think so. No, I don't know.
no.
I think it's just based in the gaming world, isn't it?
Yeah. And so, I guess, would Pixels count? We mentioned this last time, didn't we? Pixels has got game characters in it.
Yeah.
Tori said anything with a dinosaur, and Chris is sold. You're probably right there, to be honest with you. Talking about Mario, aren't you, with the little dinosaurs? Got to love dinosaur movies. Yeah, I'm with you there, David. Cola Flipper says some game-related movies that he likes are war games. Yeah, that's a classic. Ready Player One, Tron. Yeah, I wasn't keen on Tron the movie either. Yeah.
Do you think Tron Legacy sucked?
Yeah.
Tron Legacy was brilliant.
I wasn't mad keen either, to be fair.
See, I enjoyed Tron Legacy, but again, it might have been the soundtrack more than anything.
Yeah, it's more the visuals behind it. Because
yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
I suspect we'll have a Fortnite movie at some point, Dave says. Probably.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
would make sense, wouldn't it? Wreck-It Ralph. Mr. Sprout says, did they make a film called Paperboy?
I don't recall it.
Queenie liked the Assassin's Creed film.
I like how we stuck to the principle of it, where we had to go into the machine to go and find out his family history and stuff like that. But it was poorly executed as a film.
Laney's in. Hi, Laney. I'm Channel Nem. Try and get to the bottom of the chat.
Yeah, if we don't say hi to you guys, I do apologise. It's just Chris's fault.
You see, I have to talk and monitor chat, so it's difficult.
It's you're just carrying us, aren't you, mate? Don't worry about it.
Shabba says Monkey Island not made into a film, but one of the writers used several ideas from the game for Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh,
well, I'll tell you what, wouldn't surprise me that. There's a film.
Another game-related movie with Daryl. I've never seen that. I think I've got it on DVD though.
Yeah, Queenie, the Daft Punk soundtrack.
So what game would you like them to make into a film?
I think The Last of Us is definitely one of them, but then they're doing that anyway. I think they're looking at doing it, aren't they? I'd love to see that, but then to be fair, it's quite a cinematic experience that game anyway.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what else I'd enjoy.
Lana says Tetris.
I tell you what, I'll have about the same amount of plot as the Emoji Movie and stuff, won't it?
Gary Goat Jazz says GTA.
Where'd you go with that, though?
Well, isn't that just any American gangster?
Yeah, I mean, there is a film called Grand Theft Auto from the 70s.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
But I don't think it has any connection at all with the subsequent game.
Because when I was reading up before, I've noticed that a couple of the studios have got licenses for like Gears of War and Halo. which I don't think they'll ever make because those type of games, you can't take the violence out of them enough to bring it down to
But
allow.
didn't they have a Halo TV series?
They had
Just got-
Halo Legends, and then they
Yeah.
had Forward Onto Dawn. They had a few of the other stuff where they made live action sort of extended 90-minute sort of episode things.
Yeah.
Halo Legends was more of a cartoony based type of stuff to bring you into the lore of Halo. But I reckon a mainstream movie of Halo will be absolutely amazing.
I was sorry. Speaking of movies, I was looking through some of my stacks of movies the other day. I've not watched this yet, but I've got a feeling it's going to be terrible. Which is Street Fighter, Assassin's Fist.
Oh.
Is that the anime one?
No, it's definitely not an anime.
Because I watched the anime Street Fighter that was in Japanese of Ryu and Ken.
Yeah, this looks absolutely shocking. It looks like one of those sort of YouTube, fan-made movies, but we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be bad.
You'll have to let us know what it's like. Queenie says Five Nights at Freddy's movie would be a good hit.
That's tabled for 2023. Got Five Nights at Freddy's. I was reading before.
Oh, there is one. There is one coming out.
Yeah.
I think it depends how popular they get. If they get a couple of them that are really good, it'll just spring all the rest of them. It's like the what's the one that's coming out? We just said it earlier on. Drake, what's he called?
The Last of Us. Oh,
No,
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Yeah. If that comes out and it's a hit, then they'll just put a load more out.
Yeah.
See, being an Xbox man, I've never played those two.
Oh, Uncharted's really good. It's literally the male version of Tomb Raider.
Dave Repair says StarCraft, I think, might be made into a movie. I don't know much about it. Is it like Warcraft? Is it that kind of thing?
StarCraft. Yeah, in space.
Yeah, Shab has come up with some games to make into films. Juice X, Beneath a Steel Sky, Shenmue, Final Fantasy, Monkey Island Goblins, Dragon's Lair. Interesting choices. I can't even think of anything that I would think like, oh, that would be a great film.
Oh, Leo, stop watching horror.
Well, don't you just play FIFA?
Exactly, yeah. I don't play a lot else. FIFA, the movie.
Yeah, Zelda would be amazing.
If they have to do it right, though, wouldn't they? I mean, otherwise it'd be
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't think it'd be middle of the road. It'd be one or the other one. It'd be absolutely amazing or really, really terrible. Zelda.
Mr. Sprout said he's got GTA on DVD but haven't watched it yet. I think it was out on the budget. Remember the budget series? Was it Prism?
Yeah.
Prism DVDs. I'm sure it was on that. You could get it quite quick.
Dave, are you talking about The Last Starfighter instead of Galaxy Defender? Because we had that as homework the other week, didn't we? The Last Starfighter.
Cobra Kai would be a good game, says Story. That would be awesome.
Games made into movies. Slender Man.
Have you seen Slender Man, Chris?
I haven't.
No.
The legend and the game are a lot, but the legend of the Slender Man and the game's a lot better than the film.
Oh, Joan's in. Hi, Joan. And Catan says all the Disney films into games.
Yeah, I just said to him, I remember sort of two amazing games back in the day was Aladdin and The Lion King on Mega Drive. Play them.
Aladdin, where you threw apples at people.
Yeah.
All the Disney games into a game, all the Disney films into a game. Isn't that Kingdom of Hearts?
I've got a couple of them up on my cover there for PlayStation 2. Kingdom of Hearts 1 and 2, I think it is.
We've not mentioned this one, Bounty Hunter, the House of Dead movie. That was something that I saw when I was doing a bit of reading, but I've never seen it.
Is that based on the gun cabinet game at the arcades?
Yeah, could be worth a watch. That
For you, definitely. Sure, that's your cup of tea, that, isn't it?
could be worth a watch. That.
Yeah, Spyro could be a good film, says Laney.
Would it be a live action or something a bit like Pokemon or Sonic?
You'd have to go with something like that, wouldn't you? Nowadays, you get a lot better reception if it was more like them.
Mhm.
Critters. I think you're going the opposite way now, Dave. You're going
Films to games,
games.
which we can talk about.
We can talk about that because Jason mentioned it earlier.
That's a whole section in itself, though. That really, isn't it?
Can you think, just off the top of your head, while we're on this subject, can you think of movies that have been made into games?
I quite enjoyed the RoboCop game on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, that
was brilliant. I wasn't a big fan of the Terminator one, but the one that really let me down was Alien 3 on the Mega Drive. That was a really poor game.
There's been a couple of incarnations of aliens, haven't they? Literally every platform they seem to bring out some sort of alien game.
Yeah.
Star Wars. I mean, there's loads of them, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, you can go all day with that.
Alien Colonial Marines, that was supposed to be forgetting the fact that Alien 3 ever happened, and then brought Hicks back and sort of changed that. But there's been loads that I've sort of enjoyed as games and took them away from the film. But there has been some really poorly done ones as well.
Oh yeah, I mean back in the day, there's some really terrible ones. I know someone mentioned earlier on about Moonwalker, the Michael Jackson one.
Michael Jackson one.
I remember playing that.
I love the game though. I love the game.
Lenny's put Harry Potter. They were good games then when they came out. I enjoyed playing them. The first couple anyway.
Most of the time, I think most of the time it doesn't work when you do it game. Mind you, it didn't really work the other way much.
It's when they rush him though, don't they?
Yeah.
So
well, your prime example of that was E.T., wasn't it? That nearly killed the gaming industry altogether. E.T. did.
Yeah, I remember seeing a program about that where they literally had to bury a load of them. That and the Superman one.
They use the franchises a lot, don't they? They just use it as a money spinner. You know, they make the film and then they think, how can we make some more money out of this? Let's throw it on as a game. And it just doesn't really work.
I think if you find that the ones that they took the time to release, and not just rushed it out for release date of the movie, that they do sort of well. They do quite well. But the ones that they're literally trying to get out, they end up being really, really terrible. I mean, you look at something like GoldenEye as an example. You know, that was a game changer, that game. Whereas some of them that you just see nowadays, you're literally £10 bins they're in, aren't they?
I mean, a good example of what I was saying before, the Back to the Future games were terrible. And they were almost... No. They were almost unplayable. I mean, I've got them on some of my systems, you know.
Just like the films were almost unwatchable.
Eh?
Just like the films were almost unwatchable.
The Transformers games aren't much better. So
the latest couple have been, though. The War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, they were really good.
Shabba's off. See you later, Shabba.
See you later, Shabba. It's okay, mate. Thank you.
Mr. Sprouts, Ghostbusters, Batman, Spider-Man. There's loads, isn't there?
Batman,
there's a lot more that have gone. There's a lot more that have gone the opposite way, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing is that there is some good titles out there. They're not all terrible. It's just probably about 70% of them. I mean, some of them that you play. I was looking up Home Alone on Game Boy and Home Alone 2, and I thought I'll get them, but I know full well they're going to be absolutely shocking.
Yeah, they're bad. I had to go at Home Alone. I've got it on one of my sort of retro system things that I've got, and it's unplayable. It's like the Back to the Future 2. You just can't play it. It's crap.
You know, he was really excited when he saw that title, though, when he was like,
Oh,
"I'm
God,
gonna play
yeah.
this."
Well, we had some friends round before or in between lockdowns, and I've got
Paper and
two of
reseller.
those retro consoles. One was like a Nintendo NES one, and one's a PlayStation one. And we put the PlayStation one on, and we were going through the list, and we come up with a Thomas the Tank Engine, and it's designed for 3-year-olds, and could we do the bloody puzzles on it with the bloody solid.
Batman on Spectrum was awful. Apparently, I've never played it on that.
Oh yeah, some of the games on the Spectrum though, you'd wait half an hour for it to load.
I played Batman on a Amstrad CPC 464. That was one of the first computers I got, and it was green and black blocks and stuff like that. And you move them around, and you just go. And then it was one of these ones where you had to put the tape in and load it up for half an hour, and then it got right to the end, and then it errored, and you had to start it all over again.
Oh, they took so long, didn't they, to load up?
Yeah.
So long.
I remember playing Batman Returns on a console, and I can't remember what console it was. God knows which one it was. I enjoyed that though when that came out.
Brum resellers in. Hi, John. First movie chats. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, bud.
Jet Set Willy on the Spectrum. Remember that? I don't remember the game. I remember the name, but not the game.
Rambo on the Commodore 64. I remember that.
Twin Tanks. What Tori's going on about here? Don't know that one. Did they have computer games back in Tori's sort of younger days?
Oh, how dare you!
Did they have?
Just because you're only 31, Chris.
I mean, it was black and white as well, wasn't it, at the time? So, did you have any of that?
Did you just get owned by
She's gonna kill me now.
No, she's gonna literally kill you.
Dave says Batman on Amiga was marketed in the UK, and that made the Amiga successful here. Dave would know. He's the Amiga man.
Yeah, he is the Amiga man, isn't he?
Or the Omega man.
Tori's had a nice response for you there, Chris.
I've not got to it yet. I'm scrolling down with trepidation.
Yeah, just
I
hoping
did
that you
not
don't
know
miss
that.
it. What's that?
Yeah. The Dave asked was Tremors a game too, and yes, it was. I just looked up. It was out in 2002.
Indiana Jones, the Dave, Indiana Jones on the Mega Drive, Master System. Sorry, I love that. That was really good on the Master System.
I think I'll have to find Tremors because I've just watched those and sort of binge watched those.
Oh yeah. Do you do anything else?
I do work, you know.
He's got a job, but I don't know.
So the other day, I was on a Teams call the other day with my boss and his boss, and all I heard in the background when I had Chris on it was him coming away to the Transformers theme.
I was on that bloody listing day, and I can't even remember why we were talking about it. But
it must have been about an hour after you guys were taking the piss out of me for sitting playing with me figures while Lana was out. And then I sent you that photo of me playing with my figures. And then about an hour later, all I hear in the background is you going.
Yes, it was. That was the Dust Till Dawn one, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, well, like you just imagine him, living Steve playing with his toys in the background. And then he was humming that tune for about half an hour.
Yeah.
It was really annoying me. Jason said, I would like to see Chucky Egg made into a movie.
Oh, well, I hope you feel better soon, Lainey. I realize you're poorly.
Did I read before on Facebook she's got COVID?
Oh, bless her.
Lainey, yeah. She's positive.
Yeah, get well soon, Lainey.
Yeah, send you all the best.
Get some movies watched while you're there.
No, well, now's perfect time for her to write the quiz for next week.
Yeah, I didn't have time to do it.
She might not be up to it now.
Oh, bless her.
Let us
Whatever
know,
you can do.
Lainey. If you don't think you're going to be up to it next week, then it's not a problem. We can do it another week.
Yeah, we'll just reconvene if need be.
Yeah.
Bubble Bobble the movie. So it was black and white, Tori. I knew it.
So it was more like green screen on it before.
Somebody
Spectrum.
said that it was in black and white there, Spectrum.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? God, you're full of the classics tonight, the Dave.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Dave is just coming up with random film titles.
No. YouTube's controversial. I wouldn't say reseller was here, Andrew. I just think YouTube's controversial person is here.
The most controversial creator.
just in period.
Here's a question, a bit like what Dave has mentioned here. What are your two's first gaming memories? Like, what did you have gaming systems as a kid, or what?
Yeah, I had the Spectrum.
Yeah, I had
48K.
I had the CPC 464 that I had to share with my sister, and then when the Mega Drive came out, I can remember we got a new TV at the same time I got the Mega Drive, and my dad was like, right, the first one to make a space for the TV gets it in their room, and that was it. Then straight upstairs, the cleanest I've ever done my bedroom for the TV to go there, so I could have the Mega Drive in my room.
Nice.
Sorry, there isn't enough time of the day to explain that one. Just put what you've been up to, Andrew.
My first memories really were probably the Atari 2600, but I don't really remember playing it. I remember my brother had it, but my first proper system was a Master System.
Yeah, same. I think we had the Spectrum, and then I remember my brother got some birthday money, so I slightly convinced him to buy a Master System. And then
I'm a little bit young to remember the Master System.
Went to Mega Drive. Well, it was Alex the Kid, mate. Alex the Kid was amazing.
Yeah. I remember my uncle was having a Master System. I was too young to have one myself. My uncle Philip had one, and when we used to go around to my granddad's, we used to sneak in his room, and he was out and play on the Master System.
Then we'd have to the Mega Drive on and just leave it on all day while we were at school, halfway through a game.
I think Alex Kidd, Alex Kidd in Miracle World, the one that came built into the Master System, was probably one of the few games that I ever completed.
Yeah.
It took me forever to get through that.
Them games didn't have save points, so you literally had to play it all the way through.
Yeah.
Roland in the Cage, bloody hell, Dave, you're taking me back there. It's like a platform game where you climbed up and down the ropes and dodged the bats and stuff like that. It was great.
Brumry Seller John says Spectrum Sinclair favourite game was Dizzy.
Yes, I remember Dizzy. It was like an egg, wasn't it? Looked like an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
What games did you play in the arcades?
Arcade. I didn't really do arcades.
No,
really.
neither did I. No.
Didn't really do them. The only time going in an arcade was like if you go into Blackpool or something.
Yeah, I remember
Time
going
Crisis.
I remember going into the cafes and stuff like that with my mum and playing Mortal Kombat and on the arcade machines in the cafe, and some of the gaming shops that we had. One had that Neo Geo console, and that you were allowed to play on that. And it was probably the only time I ever seen one of them outside of an arcade.
I think when you had your own console, there was no real need to go to the arcades.
No.
Yeah. Evening, Terry. Welcome to the chat.
Yeah, there you go. Lana's saying there's 2p machines. We'll quite happily go to an arcade and just spend all day just banging 2p's into a 2p machine.
Yeah.
Like you've got a fortune and you've only spent £2.
Fucking hell. I wish it was only £2.
It's when you realise what you've won that's worth literally.
Yeah,
but you never walk away from them. You never say, "Oh, I've won all these 2p's. Should we do one now?" And
it's not about It's not about the 2p's. It's the 20p little plastic key rings.
That you've spent
That you've
20
gotta
quid trying to
collect.
get out.
Yeah.
It's when he's thing is though, when the 2p's fall because half of them mysteriously disappear. You're literally like, look at all this I've won, that it like 4 would fall out the bottom. But it
Yeah.
sounds like you've won most of it, you know what I mean?
Go down the sides, don't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
First system was a Philips G7000.
Oh God.
Don't know what that is.
I remember playing the Philips CD. Was it the Philips CD?
CDI, yeah, I had a
yeah.
CDI.
Oi. Turn that
Turn
down.
on them. Leaving your console on when you're going to have your tea to find out your mum and dad have turned it off.
Yeah, literally just turning the telly off so it looks like it went on.
Yeah. My dad was a bugger for that because he was always like, I'd probably take after him a lot, but he's like, oh, you can't leave that on, or the electric bill.
Yeah, tell me you wouldn't do it now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no.
To be fair, I used to say to Annabelle's lads, it's like, don't leave that on all night and turn it off and just turn the lights off. And
yeah, but you couldn't save them back then. We had an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you were a kid, though, Chris, you run the risk of the 50p running out, didn't you?
Not far off, probably. No, we weren't that skint. He-Man was a movie in '87 starring Dolph Lundgren and was also a computer game on the Spectrum.
Yes.
Love that film. That's
yeah, I do as well. Film. That and Flash Gordon.
Missile Commander, Missile Defender, wasn't one the unlicensed mod version of the other?
Don't know the answer. Jason said I played Rampage, Double Dragon, Miss Pac-Man. Yeah, Kung Fu took many a 10p from me. So, they're the arcade game. Yeah.
I'm just reading Sam's comment.
I know, me too, yeah. Nice one. Oh yeah, I remember I bought my dad had one of these catalogs, like K's or Grattan or whatever. And my dad was running one of them. So I bought a Mega Drive when it first come out. I bought it from like K's catalog or something. And it was like 300 quid or something ridiculous. And you can pay it weekly, don't you? You pay it weekly. It was like £5 a week for 2 years or something I had to pay.
So when you wanted the next console, you were still paying off the Mega Drive?
Probably. Yeah. But God, I remember that.
I remember getting the original Xbox when that came out, and I was amazed by that. A, because of the graphics, and B, you could put your music CDs in and copy it to the hard drive, so you could play it without actually having the CD. And then they've sort of moved away from that with the current Xboxes and stuff because they're more streaming and everything. But
yeah, definitely.
Well, I think the thing is that was it the Xbox One that was sort of media central?
Yeah.
So I think they probably moved away from that because they went like media central, whereas PlayStation went more gaming, didn't it?
Yeah. The Xbox 360 was more media because you could get like add-ons and TV remotes and stuff like that for it, and then the Xbox One. Very rarely play games on the Xbox One now, but we run the TV and everything through it.
Yeah, but at first it was the Kinect, so it was all about using the Kinect to get your services, like your streaming services through it and all that sort of stuff through commands.
John said Chris has just finished paying it off.
I had a couple of friends that literally would buy consoles through catalogs and we just
still paying
for years on end.
That way.
Yeah.
The amount of interest you pay on them bloody things, on them catalogs.
Judging by Chris's resales the last couple of weeks, he can't afford the new PS5 on weekly.
Well, he moans if I send him anything.
Liverpool. I didn't moan. I would never moan.
Yeah.
When have I moaned?
You give me an earful about a Liverpool top today.
You sent me a load of clothes, as you know, a load of stuff to sell, which was really nice. And he also sent me in that lot a Liverpool top, not a shirt, but like a t-shirt design with Liverpool on it. And his message was something along the lines of, "I'm sending you that because you haven't got any standards anymore. You'll sell anything." Right. So then I didn't really rise to it in any way.
He
Right.
didn't take
For
it in.
about
All of a
3
sudden,
days. And then I was listing it today in here. I was taking a photograph of it, and I suddenly thought, "Hang on a minute, why is he having to go at me? He bought the bloody thing in the first place."
well, that was it. I bought it. I thought this is an interesting design, and then I noticed that you'd put that Liverpool top on once, and I was like, "Well, he's got no scruples." I had high hopes for him up at that point.
Yeah, Catan. The Neo Geo was proper game in arcade, and it was like the fighting games and stuff like that, wasn't it? When we used to go to the game shop, they had the cabinet there, and you could pick. It was the first time I've ever seen it where you could pick like any game that you wanted to play. I just you can get them now dead easily, but back then, 20 years ago, 30 years ago,
the Neo Geos were hard to come by, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were expensive as well.
Do you remember scanners? Oh, barcode battlers. Sorry.
Yeah, barcode
No.
battles. Yeah, I've had one of them.
Yeah, I had one years ago, but that was a right flop. I was just thinking it was like that.
Oh, it was a big flop, that.
The Nokia Engage,
I had an Engage phone.
where you had to
That was
literally
cool.
take it apart to change the game.
Yeah. What was the other console that was out at the same time as the Neo Geo? Was it the Jaguar or something like that?
Yeah, well, I think Jaguar might have been slightly before that, but yeah, that was
Yeah, 'cause
Jaguar.
that was-
Jaguar was up against the Game Gear, I think.
Yeah.
Jaguar flopped. That flopped.
I got it from a charity shop. That does surprise me, Kitan, but I'm not sure what would work with it nowadays. To be fair, on that barcode battler thing.
I sold one a little while ago. It wasn't complete because it didn't have all the barcode cards that you're supposed to get with it, but I still got about 15 quid for it. But I tried playing it, and could I figure out what the fuck we were supposed to do with it? You scan the barcode, and a million numbers appeared on the screen, and you're like, okay. And then you scan another one, and then it fights that one, and I just could not understand it to this
Was
day.
it just like top from some barcodes?
Yeah.
Weird.
Kitan's put Atari Lynx. That was.
I bought an Atari Lynx from Argos when it come out, and a week later I got my mum to take it back and get my money back because I thought it was shite.
Was that when you got the Mega Drive for a $5 a week?
No, this
Yeah.
was after that.
Yeah, well,
I went for the Atari Lynx instead of the Game Gear, and it was a big mistake because the Game Gear just had so many more games for it.
I've got a Game Gear.
Game Gear was a big chunky
Yeah.
thing when it first came up. But the best thing about the Game Gear is that you used to be able to get the teletuner. You could put the teletuner in with the aerial.
Yes.
Retro limits. Yeah, I think we all regret selling the original stuff now.
Oh God, yeah.
20, 30 years down the line.
I think the thing is we spend half our life
money,
trying to
don't
find
you?
them. Yeah, I mean, for me, I've spent half your life trying to find them again. I've got a Game Gear, a box Game Gear. I got a few years ago.
Saying that, I bought a Mega Drive not so long back, a couple of years ago, and I bought it just
was right,
Sonic the Hedgehog. We played it, and then it sat in the box, and then when we first did the boot sale, Lana sold it at the boot sale.
Do you think some of these things though, it's like you should never revisit them?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
You've got memories a lot more.
It ruins it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It ruins the
literally,
memories.
I remember that, it was amazing, and you try and play it again, you're like, this is terrible.
It's like going back to play the original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I've got Mortal Kombat 2. I think it is on the Game Boy, because I used to play that for hours on end. Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. I think I've got on the Game Boy.
What's Tori said here? Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Right.
It
I don't think I said it was right, shite. That's a bit putting the word right in there makes it more Yorkshire.
It were reach shite.
It were right, shite. Right, I think we need to do the wheel for next week.
Let's go back to movie, shall we?
Yeah, no, we've gone off on a tangent, haven't we? Right,
Welcome to the games edition of the movie chat.
Wheel, it's games week, it doesn't matter, does it? Wheel of names.
Alien versus Predator. I forgot they made the Predator game as well, didn't they, on the Mega Drive?
Yep.
Oh, Killer Instinct on the SNES.
I think they gave the Killer Instinct when they re-released that. They gave it free with the Xbox One. I think it was really
There's
cheap.
regular updates for it.
Is there?
Yeah, there's regular updates. So you can get it on the Game Pass now. You download it and you get like new characters, new maps and stuff like that. Don't know why they call it a map. It's just a background, isn't it, for you to scroll across? But yeah.
Right. Are we ready to choose the homework for this week?
Oh, Lana's asking, can we put a new topic on the wheel?
She's trying to get you back from having to watch Transformers every day.
No,
this week.
I think what it is that because every time we have a topic and then we have a decade, we end up in the 80s.
Yeah, we can do it. I'll put it on. You like chat amongst yourselves.
Best film of the last 10 years. Ooh.
Movie
Best
chat.
films of the last 10 years. That's not a bad one, Lana. That's a good one.
So you're basically saying the best films of the tens.
Yes.
Movie chat subjects. Okay, let's do it then. Best films of the tens.
Well, Tori, I was only born in the 80s, so I know you lived through them.
I think one of the categories on there, Chris, can be like movies that have surprised you.
Okay.
You didn't expect. You didn't expect like
Unexpected
surprise
hit.
movies. Yeah. Not
Okay.
necessarily hits, but more a case of you've watched it not expecting anything.
Okay.
Like Rubber.
Hey, that was amazing. It is by far the best killer tire movie I've ever seen.
Shall I say it or shall I wait until we actually get that on the wheel?
No, say it now. Go on, because we would have forgot you said it by the end of the show.
Oh yeah. All right. One of the most unexpected films that I've ever seen is I went into it thinking I'm not asked about this film, The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
And I come out of it like this has got to be one of the best films that I've seen for a long time.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so well. You won't like it. You don't like him when he's singing, dance, and all that, do you?
No.
I just love it. I must have seen it at least 6 or 7 times now. I don't know.
Dave said it's the only killer tire movie. That's the point, Dave. It even says it on the front of the packaging.
I've already got this on the list. Movie soundtrack.
Yes, we have. Yeah. What about nominated or winners? Okay, what's that?
Nominated for what?
I think we need to go back to Lana's question about the topics. Best movie last 10 years. What about nominated or winners?
Right, award winners.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. We've probably covered a lot with our favourite films and stuff.
Yeah, to be fair, probably.
I don't think we've mentioned many movies in the last decade, though.
Oh, no, not that one. No, I mean like award-winning sort of things.
Oh, yeah.
We've probably covered a lot of that. Right, let me share the screen and we'll do the homework. See what we've got to watch for next week.
Oh.
Right, let me shuffle it a bit.
I'll get on eBay now.
Here we go.
Yeah, Chris, we were saying what you need to do is that you need to tell Oliver Ian yesterday what the film's going to be for today. So we can order it.
Oh, it's game related. It's going to be joysticks.
What?
Joysticks.
Okay, I'll make a note of that one.
Oh, didn't this go on the
I've been
wheel
waiting
because
to
the
watch
front?
this one.
Didn't this go on the wheel because the front cover was the two half-naked women on the games console?
I don't know, but I think Jason T. Smith told me about this film ages ago, and I put it on the wheel on that basis. Have you brought it up?
I'm just looking for it now.
Because I'm sure it's got two women playing on the games console, and the bloke's popping through the bottom of it.
Right. Fancy that. Joysticks.
Another easy movie to find.
Use that special link I sent you.
Yes, I think
That's the one.
That's it.
I'm looking forward to watching this.
What
now.
does it say? What's that tagline?
Go
The
on.
more you play, the harder it gets.
Yeah. Sounds like the Porkies of games.
Literally, Lou's going to be saying, "What the bloody hell are you watching here?" Isn't she?
John says, I might have to ask my missus if I can watch that. You have to get permission, John. You get permission. Dave's not seen it. He can't wait.
Dave, can you see if you can find a good link for it? Because it's the only way Steve's ever going to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I could order it now, and it might come by end of February.
Joysticks. Now,
It's on,
what
it's
do you
on
want to do
Savvy for
about?
10 quid.
I know, he's doing my workout.
What are we doing about a subject for next week? Or are we not bothering? If we're getting Laney on.
Well, pick a subject just in case Laney's not on.
Yeah.
And
Let's
then if
not-
Laney's on, we just push it back to the week after, don't we?
Yeah, do that.
Joysticks is on Savvy for $9.99, Steve.
I've seen it at $5.99 on eBay.
Put it down.
Yeah, but you'll get it off Savvy next day.
Put it down.
Well, that's true. Yeah, yeah. I'll just pay more for the
Unless-
sake of it.
Next week, if we assume that it's okay with Laney that she's coming on, why don't we
Mate.
combine it with that idea that I came up with?
Lads, so there might be an option to upgrade the postage, right, but the estimated delivery time on eBay, Thursday the 4th of February.
See, I just like the idea how Chris is saying, why don't we combine it with my idea? And you just completely blitz over that and talk about postage.
Yeah, I'm not listening. Carry on.
I was wondering what it was on about.
Is this the mastermind type quiz?
No, what I was thinking was, remember, in the chat that we have going about renaming films.
All right, okay, yeah.
We could do that along with our quiz next week.
So or movie taglines. So you could
yeah.
have yours with "I swallow cum" on the bottom.
Let's get it in there.
It's old right now. It's old, Steve. Yeah, so right for everyone in the chat. Obviously, they're not privy to this because we've been talking about it. But I came up with this little idea that we could each put in to the pot maybe 5 or 10 film titles, and we have to, between now and the next show, we have to come up with a better title for the film than it currently has. So you pick Jurassic Park, and Steve would probably say something silly like dinosaurs. I don't know, dinosaurs running amok or something like that. I don't know.
You're really selling it there with that one, aren't you?
I can't think
You
of
are
anything
really
off the top of my head. But
Yeah, but
with a better title
So-
for the original film.
Changing the title, the first word of the title with the word "shite." So it'll be "Shite Park."
Yeah.
Jurassic World, just another remake.
Yeah, shite.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not saying it has to be comedic, but you've got to come up with a better title than what it was given.
You've got.
Like the Shawshank Redemption, when nobody understands what the hell it means.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's silly that, isn't it? So there's got to be a better title for it than that.
Jurassic Flop.
I think I watched a thing with Morgan Freeman. He was saying that it's the reason why the film originally bombed, because nobody understood what the Shawshank Redemption was.
Yeah, what the redemption was.
Well,
Because you know
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank's the prison, don't you?
Yeah, but literally the whole name in itself didn't really give away anything to do with the movie, really. So it was only by word of mouth that actually became a popular movie. At first, the box office was terrible.
Because sometimes the title draws you in, doesn't it? As well as like the imagery that you see.
It's a selling point, isn't it? The name,
it's one of the selling points.
The images, the trailers, the tagline. You know, it's like that. I mean, you look at joysticks, but then when you read the tagline, you're like, oh, okay. That's a play on words.
There is an example of a badly titled film that I didn't watch for ages because of the title, Jerry Maguire.
Mm.
And I didn't watch it for ages because I thought, it sounds shit. But actually, it's quite a good film.
Yeah.
So I reckon we do this next week then, right? Once we're done here, we'll have a chat about, and we'll choose a few films each so that we've all got a few in there, and then we all go away and we'll rename them all. We'll put it in the Facebook group as well, the list of film names, and then the chat can try and come up with some stuff as well next week. And then we'll do the quiz as well with Lainey at the same time, because it won't take us long to get through that.
Okay,
would you want the names and the tagline, or just the names?
Just the names.
I think the tagline would be funny.
Well, you can do the tagline if you really want.
But you can do either or, can't you? Really, if you've got both, then both, then fine. But if not, you want to just change the tagline, just change the tagline.
So I'll put it in the group, in the Facebook group.
Okay.
But with strict instructions not to comment in the group, but to comment on our show.
What are we doing about a subject then, in case Lainey's not right? Do you want to roll it for another subject and then?
Just general chit chat. We'll just see where it takes us, I reckon.
Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll do that and we'll see where it goes.
All right, no worries.
I reckon she'll be fine by the sounds of it.
I'm sure we'll come up with something.
Yeah.
Something not too hard to swallow.
But that's it. Another one. The Bounty Hunter's got it. The new Harley Quinn movie. That was such a complicated. Is it the Emancipation of Harley Quinn?
Yeah,
The Emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of that? What is the point of that? Just doesn't make you want to watch it, does it?
No, it's just overcomplicated.
Yeah. Lainey says she'll be fine. Well, I hope so anyway.
Yeah, definitely hope so.
I think we're all...
nothing too hard, Lainey. Don't forget who you're doing the quiz for.
Chris.
I came joint top last time, thank you.
Only
Yeah,
because of that.
Actually, yeah, Steve, you're the loser, aren't you?
Yeah, but I've got Queen Grinch of the Universe, haven't I, on my team when it comes to Christmas movies, where we had Mrs. Christmas.
Yeah, but you see, did you notice though? I mean, Chris and Belle have been prepping for this for about 3 years. Christmas movies every other night. They were ready to go. Weren't they?
You were. I think I was only like a point or two behind them.
You were 1 point behind us, basically.
Yeah, but what happened was Lainey did a question and she said, right, this one's got 10 points instead of 1. And he got it right. And it was like, he caught up immediately.
Well, just because you got it wrong, Chris, they all count. Yeah, sorry, babe.
Ladies, Lana's but I can't argue with that. Oh,
Give
that's
the
brilliant.
boys a challenge. No, Joan, we don't want challenging questions. We're not that clever. Well, I'm not anyway.
Hey,
These two know.
Joan. It's just that they were really difficult at the start, weren't they? And it was like, how bad's this gonna go?
I think now this will be a third quiz that she's done for us. I think she's slowly gauging the level that we're at now.
Was it the first quiz where we were sat there just scratching our heads for the first 10
Yeah,
questions?
the first 10 questions were just. Oh, I've
Yeah.
got that one.
What,
Yeah.
1938 movie?
Quiz them on some girly films. Chris will probably get all of them judging by his taste and drink.
Hey, I'm
Probably.
up for a couple of those. It tasted
Probably.
treat.
You should get them anyway, Steve, because that's all that Lana has you watching, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's been training for this one, hasn't he?
There's nothing
Mean
wrong
Girls
with
and
that.
all that.
Lana just wants to see her husband succeed.
Can we have more questions on Transformers, Laney? Because Chris's face the last time was a picture.
So long as it's not Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, or a horror film, I think we're all right, Steve.
Yeah, any of the shit B movies.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Do you know
very
how
dare
he's
you.
rigged the do you know how he's rigged the wheel? He's probably already sent Laney the quiz questions.
Here's your questions to ask.
Here's the questions for next week. Yeah.
Because you felt ill, I thought I'd send you through some.
Right, come on then, let's call it a day. I want me tea now.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Hang on. Before you disappear, I did want to say something. I was just going to rib Chris on his
Oh,
Marvel
that's a
knowledge.
surprise. Let's read Chris on something.
The Marvel knowledge.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you not see it, Steve, the other day?
I heard Lana laughing to herself, and I said, "What are you laughing about?" And she went, "That's Thor. Even I've got that one."
Asgard, I've heard it somewhere before. Is it Aquaman?
It's the same bloody thing.
I heard the laughing. She was listening alongside you
Bye,
watching. I
Joe.
heard the laughing. She said, "Even I've got that one."
I was like, I'm having him for that.
Yeah, there you go, Laney. Marvel movie questions. We need a section on them.
Specifically Thor.
No, not Marvel. I hate Marvel. Please don't, Laney, please.
Yeah, take care, all.
Right. Thanks to you two guys. I'll
Bye.
text you in a minute and we'll sort out those film titles. And thanks to everyone in the chat for coming in tonight. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hit that like. Thank you.
Join the Facebook group. Right. See you all next week. Quiz week.
Bye.
See you guys. See you, everybody.